Do I what?
How did you start?
How did I start? I started my musical career when I was born. I, I grew up as a child living on right off Prospect Avenue on 161st Street, right behind a theater called the.
Presidente?
No. This was a big theater. They used to have vaudeville there. You know what, vaudeville.
Yeah.
And they had entertainers come every week. I'll give you the name in a minute, but right off Prospect Avenue, right near the subway and all that. So I used to go to the theater all the time and see different singers and listen to the radio. I was singing songs by Carlos Gardel when I was 4 and 5 years old, and we're talking about 1939, 1940. And I used to have the ability to go and see these singers in the movies sing and entertain people and be able to remember the whole melody and the words. So that was an attribute that helped me a lot, just to remember lyrics. Sometimes I forget them though. So the point is that I was singing and also dancing. The Puerto Ricans were all in the Bronx at that time. My family came in 1920 because my father was from Vieques. And in Vieques, what they did is that they came and took the people off different areas for the Army and the Navy. So where the Navy was, and they had the naval base, was the property of my family, and it was all farmland. They used to have farms. And so they came in the 1920s. My grandfather stayed in Puerto Rico, but my father and his brothers and sisters came here, and they got into different types of careers. But as far as getting into the music, I started as a singer and a dancer. At the age of 5, I went to the original Paramount Theater in Manhattan, and I saw a young man by the name of Frank Sinatra singing, surrounded by thousands of Bobby Soxers. That was a group of young ladies that wore a certain type of shoes and socks, Bobby Soxers. So I said to myself, oh my God, this is wonderful. It was very impressive. The theater was black, and all of a sudden you have a light go down to the middle, and there's Frank Sinatra.
Oh, wow.
And he was singing, night and day, you are the one. Oh, everybody went crazy. So that was my inspiration, him and Bing Crosby. And I loved these guys, and I was involved spiritually and mentally in that type of music. But also the Puerto Ricans in New York used to get together on weekends for house parties. There was no nightclubs or things like there were later. And so I learned how to dance in the house. There was no mambo. They didn't call it mambo at the time, but there was guaracha, rumba, conga. You know, that was exciting. And later down the years when I got into music, the cha-cha and the mambo came out very strong.
So